Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. The Franchise Stars Baseball League comes to you live from Shibe Park in Philadelphia for the finale of this three-game series heading into the All-Star break. The National League East is featured here as the first-place Philadelphia Phillies take on the wild card leading Atlanta Braves. The teams have split the first two games of this three-game set. The Braves trying to close the gap with the Phillies missing reigning MVP Chuck Klein. But the Phillies haven't missed a beat since Klein went out with that torn hammy that'll keep him out till August. On the mound for the Phillies today, Cliff Lee, 11-4, a 2.4 earned run average in 19 starts. Lee third in the league in ERA, tied for third in wins with his mound opponent today, Warren Spahn. We'll get to Spahn in the next half inning. But right now, Lee starts off against the designated hitter, Lonnie Smith. Smith batting .245. First pitch swing, and he singles in the left. So Smith wastes no time. He takes the first pitch from Lee and grounds a base hit into left to open things up for the Bravos. Smith had a sensational season a year ago. Having a bit of a down year this year. Again, you saw the average .245. A guy not having a down year, Ronald Acuna Jr. Jr. batting .329. As we close in on the All-Star break, again, this is the last game before the break. You'll see there, third in the league in average, the 22 homers and 47 RBIs. OPS over 1,000. Acuna has been terrific here in year 4. He misses up high. The count goes to 1-1. Phillies train just keeps on rolling. 65-32. Best record in the National League. Cutter from Lee is in there for a called strike. The count goes to 1-2. Lee from the set delivers. And Acuna turns that cutter around, but gets a little bit out in front of it. Yanks it down. One and two, the count. He delivers again. Acuna lines that one the other way. That's going to be a base hit. That might be extra bases. Cut off nicely by McGee. But Acuna will go into second. Smith holds at third. The opposite field double for Ronald Acuna, his 25th double of the season. And the Braves have second and third with nobody out against Cliff Lee, 6 pitches into the ballgame. Here's Wally Berger. Berger batting .263. Fastball from Lee, popped up on the infield, and a big out there from Lee. Put away for the first out. Braves lineup, Smith, Acuna, and Berger, as you've seen. Murphy, Horner, and Cuccinello. Randall, Carty, and Swanson. Braves, 4th in the National League and on base percentage. As you see there, this year the Braves offense has come to life here in year 4. Here's Dale Murphy. Murphy's average only at .245. But he is providing pop. He's reached the 20 home run plateau. And he lines this one into the gap in left center. That's going to be extra bases. That's going to plate too. Going to the wall, Hamilton gets there, but Murphy will pull in at second with a 1-out, 2-run double. And Murph brings in a pair, his 14th double of the season. So the Braves attacking Lee early in the count here in this first inning, and so far so good for them as Murphy jumps all over that pitch. That'll bring up Bob Horner. Horner is in a bit of a power stroke lately. Averages up to .246 after a little bit of a slow start to the season for Horner. But he's now got 18 homers here as we prepare to head into the All-Star break. Puts Horner on pace to kind of break the 30 home run plateau, and that's a big boost for this Braves offense. Sinker misses down low. It's 1-1. Horner had a pair of home runs in yesterday's victory. ball there, nubs that one foul. 1-2 the count. This Lee works to Horner. Cutter misses up and in. It's 2-2. He checks the runner at second. Delivers. Horner puts this one out in the center. Hamilton gets a good break on it, though. Tracks it down in the gap. Murphy will hold at second, and there's 2 away. Sliding Billy Hamilton missed a couple of weeks with an ACL strain. And here's Tony Cuccinello, and a breakout season here for Cuccinello. 13-game hitting streak, 288. He's powered up for 16 homers for the Braves here in year 4. Big step on the development curve for Tony Cuccinello. That's been a big part of the Braves' success so far. This lineup has just suddenly gotten very deep. Pulls this one foul. Counts 0-2. Lee looking to limit the damage here. Gets Cuccinello fishing. That sinker stays outside. Cuccinello chases. And the side is retired, but Dale Murphy comes through with a 2-run double. The Braves strike quickly here in Philly. Braves 2, Phillies coming up as we head to the bottom of the first. On the hill for Atlanta, Warren Spahn. Spahn 11-4, a 2.78 earned run average. Tied with Cliff Lee for third in the National League with those 11 wins. That 2.78 ERA slots him at 7th in the National League at the moment.
Your attention, please. Now playing first base.
And Boog Powell. I'm not sure if something happened to Wally Berger, but Boog Powell is coming in to play first base. Powell usually sits against left-handers.
Number 9.
But Powell coming on for Berger. Curveball misses down and away. Shane Victorino batting .324, leading it off here for the Phillies. Spahn falls behind him 2-0. Fastball. This is low, 3-0. You see Hamilton waits in the on-deck zone. 3 pitches, 3 balls so far from Spahn. That one crosses the plate for strike 1. Spahn rocks and fires. Line shot to third, but right at Horner for the first out.
Batting second.
Your Phillies lineup, Victorino, Hamilton, and Sherry McGee, who has filled in admirably for the injured Chuck Klein. Roland, Luzinski, and Rollins. Utley, Ruiz, and Hurst round out your Phillies lineup here against Spahn. Here's Hamilton batting .304. Breaking ball. Gets him swinging at 0-1. 56 runs leads the Phillies. Hamilton also has 32 stolen bases. He's been fighting the Oakland A's Ricky Henderson for the FSBL stolen base lead. Squares the bunt there, fouls it straight back. The count goes to 0-2. Spahn delivers. Hamilton pokes it out into left. And that's going to fall for a base hit in front of Rico Carty. Carty did not get a great break on that ball. It looked like it was going to hang up there long enough for Carty to get to, but instead, Hamilton dunks a base hit out into left. We'll see if the speedy Hamilton decides to run. Here's McGee. McGee batting .311. Sinker is in for a called strike. 16 homers, 52 RBIs for McGee. Pitch out. Runner does not go. 32 stolen bases on the season for sliding Billy Hamilton. Spahn delivers, misses. Outside, it's 2-1. Gets the sign here from Crandall. And the pitch. Breaking ball, misses down low. 3-1 the count. Scott Rowland waits on deck. Rowland's not had a great year, but the Phillies not messing with success. Got the best record in the National League, so they just continue to keep Rowland where he's at. Hope he catches up with the rest of this terrific offense. He draws the walk. So after the Braves got to clip lead for 2 runs in the top half, Spahn fighting it a little bit here in the bottom half, although that Hamilton ball should have been caught by Carter. Fastball here misses up high to Rowland. It's 1-0. There you see, 229, 13 homers, 47 RBIs for the Phillies third baseman. Out in front of that changeup, holds it foul. 1-1 the count. Spahn checks the runner and delivers. Breaking ball, Rowland lines it down to first. That's going to be a double play, and that's going to end the inning. So Boog Powell snares the liner, tags McGee, and the side is retired. An unassisted double play for Boog Powell down at first. We head to the second, 2-0 Braves. Here's Del Crandall, 281, 6 homers, 13 RBIs for Crandall. Crandall's been starting against lefties. Javi Lopez has been the main Braves catcher against right-handed pitchers. First pitch change up there from Lee. Crandall out in front of it, pulls it back. Lee gets the sign from Ruiz and delivers. Sinker at the knees, needs to head 0-2. Rocks and fires. Ground ball to third. Picked by Rowland. Throws over to first. There's one away. Rowland's defense has not suffered at all despite his down year offensively.
Number 43.
So that'll bring up the rookie Rico Carty. Carty batting .275, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. He delivers. Sinker in there for a called strike. 0-1 pitch, cutter just inside. One and one the count. There's a line shot towards the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Carty lines that one. Hamilton goes out to fetch it, but Carty is going to cruise into second with a 1-out double here in the top of the second inning. 5th double of the year for Carty.
Number 7.
Braves believe Carty is going to turn into a very significant performer. He's played a bit inconsistently here in his rookie campaign, but they like his tools. So that'll bring up the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. Swanson batting .225. Cutter on the outside corner for strike one. Homer, 5 RBIs. Swanson has not played that much since getting called up from the minors. And Simmons, still the primary shortstop here in Atlanta. He delivers. Fastball on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Lee delivers changeup, and he gets Swanson going fishing. And there's 2 away. Second strikeout for Lee.
The batter, the designated hitter.
So the order turns over. Lonnie Smith will come up. Smith lined the first pitch of the ball game into left field. He's 1 for 1. He rocks and fires. Throw off the plate. One and 0 the count. He with the pitch, change up. This is down low. Braves have a 4-game lead in the wild card race over the second wild card team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, at the moment. Change up there, gets Smith out in front. It's 2-1. The Braves have played good baseball this year. This Phillies squad has just been at another level. Cutter misses up and away. See Acuna waiting on deck. Lee from the set delivers. Line shot the other way, foul. So the count is full here with 2 outs in the top of the second, with Lee working to Lonnie Smith. Rico Cardi on second. Ground ball down to first. Hurst has it. He'll take it to the bag himself. And the side is retired. So the Braves strand the runner at second. Lee gets out of the jam. We'll head to the bottom of 2. Braves 2. Phillies nothing. Lazinski, Rollins, and Utley 2 up. So here's the rookie, the Bull, Greg Lazinski, 242. 9 homers, 26 RBIs. For the burly left field. First pitch curveball in the dirt. Change up there, gets Lazinski out in front. One and one. Count. Fastball misses down low. Spahn rocks and fires. Fastball misses inside. It's 3-1. Jimmy Rollins waits on deck. Lazinski out in front of another changeup, and the count goes full. Spahn gets the sign from Crandall. 3-2 offering. Lazinski fouls it off. Spahn looking for a put-away pitch here. Deals again, and Lazinski goes chasing a changeup off the plate for the strikeout. First strikeout for Spahn. And there's one away here in the bottom of the second.
Shortstop, Jimmy Rollins.
So that'll bring up Rollins. J-Roll hasn't done a heck of a lot at the plate so far this season, batting .234. Spahn deals, Rollins lines it foul. Sets up away here. Spahn goes away. Rollins dumps it foul. Outside of third. So Spahn ahead of Rollins here, 0-2. Big wind up from Spahn, delivers. Popped up by Rollins into foul ground. Powell chases it down, puts it away. Nicely done by Boog Powell. Again, we're not sure what happened with Wally Berger.
Number 26.
Berger started the game, and then Powell came in to replace him. Here's Chase Utley, the rookie for the Phillies. 306, 17 homers, 51 RBIs. A terrific rookie campaign for Chase Utley. Phillies had a terrific draft a year ago, getting Utley and Pete Alexander on the mound. Spahn delivers, 1-0 pitch. Utley lines it. That's going to be a base hit in the center for Chase Utley. Dale Murphy retrieves it, gets the throw in. So Utley is on with the 2-out single. That'll bring up Carlos Ruiz. Ruiz batting .390, limited time, of course. Still, doing the most he can when he plays. 4 homers, 19 RBIs. He's riding a 9-game hitting streak. Ruiz has done a very good job against left-handed pitching so far. Spahn delivers, sinker there is a called strike. He's ahead of Ruiz 0-2. 9 ribbies in the last 9 games for Carlos. Spahn checks the runner and deals. Fastball misses down and in. Checks the runner again and delivers. Changed up down low. Ruiz fouls it off. Again, this is the finale of a 3-game set here at Shive Park. Ruiz pops it on the infield. It's actually going to short hop. Cuccinello picked it. That's a tougher play than it looked. But Cuccinello makes it look easy. Gets Ruiz at first. And the side is retired. We'll head to the third here in Philly. 2-0 Braves. Ronald Acuna will lead things off. Acuna doubled and scored his first time. First pitch fastball. In for a call strike. Next broadcast will be the FSBL All-Star Game. Sinker down low. Acuna goes fishing, and Lee is ahead of him 0-2. Lee gets the side. And delivers off the plate. Acuna lets it go by. One-two pitch. Goes fishing for that one down in the dirt. Ruiz blocked it. He'll have to throw to first to complete the strikeout. And he does so. Down goes Acuna for the first out. Third strikeout for Lee. So here's Boog Powell. Powell batting .289. Powell acquired 4-year $4 in a trade that sent Mike Remlinger to the Orioles. 15 homers, 35 RBIs for Powell. That OPS closing in on 900. Powell took a little bit of acclimating here to Atlanta, but he's performed very nicely now. He was trapped behind Eddie Murray in Baltimore. He was certainly playing a bit there. He was doing some DHing. The Orioles felt the need to kind of bolster their bullpen. And Remlinger has been terrific. Remlinger, last time we checked on the Orioles, has an ERA less than 1. Trade that has helped both teams. Sinker there at the knees on the black. Nice pitch from Lee. Nothing Powell to do about that. And the count goes to 2-2. Lee rocks and fires. Powell gets a piece to stay alive. Two and two the count. Ground ball into the shift. Utley on the outfield grass. Throws the first and there's 2 away.
The center fielder, Dale Murphy.
So that'll bring up Dale Murphy. Murphy hit a 2-run double his first time up, accounting for all the runs in the game to this point. First pitch, cutter misses inside. Murphy had a 2-run homer in yesterday's win. Rick Maddox made that stand up. Change up, this is down low, it's 2-0. Murphy lines that one in the left for a base hit. So Lee falls behind Murphy 2-0, and then Murphy goes down and gets one at the knees, lines it into left.
Now
Murphy's 2 for 2.
Number 5.
So that'll bring up Horner. Horner is 0 for 1. High fly ball, shallow center, coming on is Hamilton. This ball has plenty of hang time. Hamilton puts it away and the side is retired. So Lee works around the 2-out single to Murphy. We'll head to the bottom of the third here at Shibe Park. Hurst, Victorino, and Hamilton due up for the Phillies. They trail it 2-0. John Hurst, 261, a homer and 3 RBIs.
The first baseman, number 4.
Hurst has had 2 stints with the Phillies this year. Hasn't played a ton in either of them. His first stint was very short. We'll see how long he sticks around here after recently getting recalled. First pitch from Spahn. Change up, misses inside. It's 1-0. Nathaniel, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Fastball misses off the plate. It's 2-0. That changeup is in there for a called strike. Spahn gets the sign from Brandon. 2-1 off-range fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. Shot up the middle, range into his left is Swanson. He makes the grab on the run, throw his first out for the first out here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting, number 9.
So the order turns over. Here's Shane Victorino. Victorino lined out his first time up. Change up, swung on and missed. That change up misses outside. It's 1-0. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad I've had time to do them. You know, doing some at late night when I have the opportunity. Fastball in there for a called strike. It's a little bit easier. You know, I'm more of a night owl than my lovely wife is. So, you know, Fridays she turns in the end of her week. She's a nurse. She's on her feet all day and all week and very busy. So Fridays she tends to not be up too late or watch a show or something like that before she calls in. And then, you know, Saturdays we actually hosted a day early for Easter today, and she does a lot of the prep for that. She was exhausted, so she went to bed a little bit after 10, and I had time to do another live broadcast. So if I have time to do them at night, I will. During the week, it's more likely I'll pre-record something in the morning and run it as a premiere. But I do like doing the lives when I have the opportunity. So we head to the top of the fourth here. Still 2-0 Braves. Here's Cuccinello. He struck out his first time up. Cuccinello pulls that one foul. Cuccinello having a breakout year here in year 4. Change up is a called strike. Lee is ahead of him 0-2. Sinker there is fouled off. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Lee. Cuccinello lays off a sinker that he chased the first time up. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Lee gets him with the sinker. Down goes Cuccinello. 4th strikeout for Cliff Lee. That'll bring up Del Crandall. Crandall is 0 for 1. Rounded out his first time up. He delivers. Fastball. Ball to ball. That's one of those where the catcher set a target. Lee missed the target. But that still looked like it should have been a strike. Doesn't get the call, though. Sinker there. Misses down and away. It's 2-0. Line shot. Out in the right center. There's a base hit. Hamilton cuts it off. Randall makes a turn, but he's not going anywhere else. He'll hold with a 1-out base hit.
The batter, number 43.
That's a tough pitch to hit. Sinker down and in. Good piece of hitting there by Crandall. So here's Carty. Carty doubled his first time. He got stranded. First pitch from Lee. Cutter is in for a called strike. Carty taps that one out in front of the plate. Ruiz is going to have to pounce on it. That's a tough play. Throws to first. He gets Carty, who does not run particularly well. And the out is made. So that basically ends up equivalating to a sacrifice. Runner moves up to second. Now there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Swanson. Swanson struck out his first time up. Ball misses inside. He delivers. Ground ball up the middle. Range to his right is Utley. On the backhand. Throws the first, but the throw pulls Hurst off the bag. So that's going to be an error on Utley. The runner had stopped at third. Probably slow it up, thinking that was going to be a routine play. But Swanson is on with the error. Order turns over. Here's Lonnie Smith. Smith is 1 for 2. Runners at the corners with 2 down, and Lee now has to try to get out of the jam. Cutter there is a called strike at the knee. Smith singled and eventually scored on the Dale Murphy double. There, misses low. One and one to count. He's taking his time here. He's contemplating how he wants to deal with Smith. 1-1 pitch. Smith tries to hold up his swing. It's called a strike anyway on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. Lee from the set. Delivers. Sinker misses down and away. Over to first. Swanson gets back. Lee deals. Sinker misses down and away, and the count goes full. Cunha waits on deck. Three-two pitch. Ground ball down to first. Hurst has it. It's going to be a foot race to the bag, but he beats Acuna to the base. And the side is retired. So the Utley error doesn't prove costly. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Braves 2. Phillies nothing. So Spahn gets ready to get back to work here to open up the bottom of the fourth here on a partly cloudy day here at Shibe Park. Here's Sherry McGee. up there. Swung on and missed. Spahn delivers. There's a shot the other way down the right field line. It slices and it's foul. So Spahn ahead of McGee 0-2. Rocks and fire. Change up. McGee fouls off. Spahn delivers again. And McGee, deep drive to left. If it's fair, it's gone, and out it goes. Sherry McGee, his 17th home run of the season, gets the Phillies on the board. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, McGee has done a sensational job filling in for Chuck Klein. Klein's still going to be out at least another month, and probably a bit, right around a month should be, before Klein comes back. That is a no-doubter from Sherry McGee. Good Lord. He teed off on that one. That is a 400-plus foot bomb. Down the left field line here at Shive. That hit off the roof. So now here's Rowland. Phillies deficit has been cut to 2-1. Rowland lined out his first time up. Comes Nathaniel Notes right down the middle. Yep. Not a good spot to put that pitch from Spahn. He's been sharp so far. That pitch notwithstanding. Fastball misses up high. One and one the count. Change up misses down the mid. Two-one pitch. Swung on and missed. It goes to 2-2. Spahn delivers. Ground ball through the hole. It's a base hit. So Rowland goes the other way, puts one through the hole into right field.
Now batting, number 19.
There's still nobody out. But here's Lazinski. He's 0 for 1. Lazinski struck out his first time up. Spahn checks the runner and delivers. Fastball misses up high. One and one the count. Spahn delivers. Lazinski out in front of that change up, and it's 1-2. Spahn delivers. Breaking ball gets him. Down goes Lazinski for the second time, and there's one away. Spahn has 2 strikeouts. It's been Lazinski both times. Good bender there from Spahn. So here's Rollins. He's 0 for 1. Change up, misses down and away. Rollins popped out his first time up. Spahn delivers, gets a ball and strike up in the zone. Rollins and the fans here at Shive didn't like that. One and one the count. Ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Crandall. Runner doesn't try to advance. 2-1 pitch. Change up. Oh. Oh boy, that's a borderline pitch as well. That one looked like it was outside. Spahn gets another call. Rollins swings and misses. Down he goes, and Rollins frustrated there. So Spahn picks up back-to-back strikeouts, gets some help from the home plate umpire there, and that at bat with Rollins. 2 away. Here's Utley. Utley singled his first time up. Spahn delivers. Utley first pitch swing. Line just from towards the gap. That's going to be extra bases. The race is on. Retrieved by Murphy at the wall. Throws in, hits the cutoff man. Runner being waved around. Here's the throw home. Play at the plate and out. Rolling his gun down. Terrific relay. Murphy to Cuccinello to Crandall, and Scott Rowland is thrown out at the plate. Perfectly done by the Braves. And the run is cut down. We head to the top of the 5th. It's still 2-1 Atlanta. So here's Ronald Acuna. He's 1 for 2. Cutter there is fouled off. It took a perfect relay to get him. Nothing wrong with Rowland going there, but the Braves execute beautifully. Murphy throws a strike to Cuccinello, who throws a strike home. Sinker swung on and missed, and now Lee is ahead of Acuna 0-2. What a play is right, as Nathaniel notes. And that was well executed. Acuna pulls that one foul. Owing to the count. Acuna gets a piece to stay alive. He delivers. He pulls another one down. Oh, too often. Another one pulled down. There's a pitch, ties him up. Beautiful cutter there from Lee. Acuna gets tied and knocked. Fifth strikeout for Cliff Lee. There's one away here in the top of the 5th. That is about an ugly swing, as you're going to see Acuna take. So one away. Here's Powell. He's 0 for 1. Cutter in there for a called strike. Powell rounded out his first time up. He delivers. Sinker is in there. He's ahead of Powell 0-2. He gets the sign from Ruiz. And the pitch, Powell with the shift heavily on. That's hit towards short, but Rowland's the one who plays it. Down goes Powell for the second out.
The center fielder, number 3, Dale Murphy.
So that'll bring up Dale Murphy. Murphy 2 for 2. His first inning, 2-run double, accounting for both the Braves runs to this point. First pitch changeup is in for a called strike. He's extended his hitting streak to 18. Cutter there, just outside. Murphy through the hole. Base hit, and Dale Murphy is 3 for 3. Comes through with a 2-out opposite field single, so good job there by Murphy. That'll bring up Bob Horner. Horner is 0 for 2. Center in there is a call on strike 1. Horner has flown out and lined out. He deals. Change up, gets Horner fishing, and it's 0-2. High fastball, and Horner flails at it for strike 3. So Lee gasses Horner, leaves the runner stranded. We're midway through here at Shibe. It's 2-1 Braves. So Carlos Ruiz will start off things in the bottom of the 5th. Ruiz 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up.
Carlos Ruiz.
Fastball from Spahn is off the plate. One 0 offering from Spahn. This is down low. Change up there. Ruiz fouls it off. Borderline call. Spahn gets it. Ruiz. Remember, Jimmy Rollins had 2 strikes called against him in the questionable nature in the last half inning, and now Ruiz takes one, of Ruiz voicing his displeasure as the count goes to 2-2. Spahn rocks and fires. Ruiz fouls it off. Pitch there, change up, misses low. Count goes full. Don Hurst waits on deck. Pitch from Spahn. Ruiz cranks it down the left field line. That's hooking and foul. And Carlos Ruiz is playing against left-handed pitching, and he has been pummeled left-handed pitching so far this season. 3-2 pitch from Spahn. Breaking ball. Ruiz keeps that one. That one's fair. And it's deep. Cardi back at the wall, looking up, and it's out of here. Home run, Carlos Ruiz, his 5th home run of the year. And the Phillies tie it up. So Ruiz goes yard. We're knotted at 2. As Ruiz just continues to crush left-handed pitching for the Phillies. Darren Dalton's been playing against righties. He gets the bulk of the starts. But Ruiz doing everything he can when he gets into the lineup. Prior pitch, he pulled just foul. This one he straightened out enough to put it into the seats. 2-2 ball game. Here's Don Hurst. Our good friend David Lando checks in. How are you, David? Good to see you, my friend. Great game, Legends. Murph 3 for 3. Both teams wearing their Sunday best. Yes, absolutely. I always like these the blue Braves uniforms. And this is just classic Phillies. I thought about using their older one. They've got one of their 1940s uniforms in the game, too. Which I use sometimes when I do a Phillies broadcast. But broke this one out for this game. 1-1 offering from Spahn to Hurst. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 1-2. That one ties him up, gets a piece, and fouls it off. Spahn winds and delivers. Hurst fouls off another. Out here in Philly trying to get things going. Spahn delivers. High fly ball. That's hit pretty well to center. Murphy's going back. Lots of room here at Shibe, and Murphy will put it away. A few steps shy of the warning track for the first out. So Hurst gives it a ride, but does it to the deepest part of the yard. One away, order turns over. Here's Victorino. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out and lined up. Spahn. Rocks and fires. Change up just outside. No foul that one. And this is the last game before the All-Star break here in year 4. Next broadcast will be the All-Star game. We'll get on with the second half of the season. Fly ball to right. Coming on, Acuna puts it away. Nicely done for the second out.
Now batting, center fielder.
Ghost Biker, how are you, pal?
Hamilton.
Good to see you. I appreciate that. How's it going? Stoked for the NHL series we have coming. Yeah, I gotta kind of consider that, honestly. I'm not sure that, frankly, I've got the inclination to put in the time it would take to do that project right now. I gotta see where I'm at with that. You know, time is kind of at a premium right now. I'm really kind of focused on this, and I want to get back to the boxing as well. And I got the basketball thing rolling on, and just doing a project from scratch and building the NHL project. I'm not sure that my heart is necessarily in putting in the work to do that right now. So I might, but I don't want to half-ass a project. I don't do things that way. But I don't want to start a project and then be like, God, I don't want to put more time into this, because at the end of the day, this is, you know, my hobby and fun, and I don't want it to feel like a chore. Cutter misses up high. I do miss hockey. I love hockey. So I do miss hockey. I do miss calling the games. Broadcasting hockey is a load of fun. And I have had other people mention to me the concept of the Franchise Stars Hockey League. You know, if I do get that project going. And the says, I would watch our NHL series if you get it going again. Yeah, but if I do it again, it's going to be a Franchise Stars project like this. The last time I did it, it was the fictional themes. And I like that stuff. But for the purposes of streaming and things like that, it does get a little bit difficult for people to really latch on to a project with fictional themes, because you don't really know who's on any of the teams and stuff like that. It's a little bit tougher to follow. Like, I know this has trades and free agency and stuff like that, but still, you tune into a Franchise Stars game, the Phillies and the Braves, you have an idea that most of the players are going to be from those, rooted in those two teams. But the hockey project was 14 fictional teams. There's real players from history, but like, it just makes it a little bit harder to follow from a channel streaming, getting views kind of perspective. Foul off. And do you think the gameplay is better from what I'm hearing? Decent for CPU versus CPU. Yeah. I thought NHL played well as this ball was struck deep. We'll get back to that in a moment. At the wall, at the track, Lazinski puts it away. So a deep drive given there, but a little bit short of getting over the wall. Lazinski backed up as far as he could go, but puts that one away, rushing against the wall to do so for the second out. So that'll bring up Rico Cardi. Cardi is 1 for 2. And Cardi gives this one a deep drive, and this one might have the distance. Lazinski goes back, but once again, this time a little bit shy of the track. So a pair of shots giving a good ride to left. Neither of them can muscle it out of the park, though. Phillies coming up. McGee rolling in Lazinski. He solo shot back in the 4th. Bottom of the 6th, we're tied at 2. Spahn in the lead, putting on good performances so far. Fastball is in for a called strike. 0-1 offer. Popped up, shallow left field. Swanson's underneath it. Puts it away. For out number 1.
Now batting, third baseman, Scott Rowland.
So here's Rowland. Rowland's 1 for 2. He's single back in the 4th. I think one of the things that may determine that hockey project is I want to get... So we've done the rookie draft here in year 4 of the FSBL already. So I know the rookies I have to do ratings for. I want to get the ratings done for those guys so I don't have the long layoff at the end of year 4. Once I have those ratings compiled and I know, then as soon as the season is over, I can jump into creating guys for year 5. I might be a little bit more, ready to go and take on and building another project. But I really want to get focused on getting the basketball project to the end of year 1. I've admittedly had a problem getting myself into the basketball project so much, and the game is great. NBA 2K does a fantastic job, and the project is fun. But because I don't announce those games, and I also, the NBA project is the only one of my projects where I haven't done all the player ratings. I had to create some guys for the game, but NBA 2K does a pretty good job with the ratings, and I could have improved upon it, but I didn't feel like I could improve upon it to such an extent that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, basically. So it's kind of playing with the game ratings other than the guys I had to create. So because I didn't create everybody and I'm not broadcasting the game, I just haven't been quite as invested in the basketball project. But it's been fun, and I'm kind of eager to get through the season. I think once I get to the playoffs, I might get a little bit more into it. Lazinski drives this one deep to left field. Carty's looking up, and that's a shot. That ball's out of here. Phillies take the lead. Greg Lazinski is 10th home run of the season. And it's 3-2 Phillies here in the bottom of the 6th. So Lazinski, after striking out each of his first 2 times up, gets a hold of that one and launches it into the seats to give the Phils the lead. Curveball came inside, but it stayed up, and Lazinski was able to turn it around into the seats and left here at Shibe. So 3-2 Phillies. Here's Jimmy Rollins. 2-out shot from Lazinski puts the Phils in front. Fastball there, misses down low. One and 0 the count. Fastball in for a call and strike. Sinker there looked like a good pitch. Spahn wants an explanation from the ump. Don't think he bought it. The count's at 2-1. Spahn at 95 pitches. There's a shot out to right. That ball's hit pretty well. Slicing away from Acuna at the wall, and it's out of here. Home run Jimmy Rollins. J-Roll's 4th of the season. A pair of homers in the 6th here for the Phillies. Lazinski and Rollins. Back-to-back jacks, and it's 4-2 Philadelphia. So Rollins goes the other way. That ball kept on slicing, but makes it out of the yard. Here's Utley. Utley is 2 for 2. So the Phillies have tagged Spahn here twice in the 6th. Fastball misses up and in. Utley's got a pair of singles here. See, I've got a couple of things in the chat. Ghost Biker, I hear people say the goalie has a tendency sometimes to move out of the way of the puck. I have the game. I haven't done a ton with it to this point. So that's another part of the process is I've got to really kind of test the game out a bit. One thing that I do see is there's too many hits. Like double the amount of hits that would happen in an NHL game. It's like if you get it playing to where the shot totals are correct, the hit totals are going to be high. And Spawn, maybe not too long for this game. They've got bullpen action, and that's going to be it. Back-to-back homers and then a 4-pitch walk, and Warren Spahn is going to check out of this game. So Spahn allows 4 runs. Now here's Rick Camp. Camp 4-3, a 4.32 earned run average in 30 appearances so far this season. Camp will try to keep this a 2-run game. Give the Braves a chance to get back into it. Here's Ruiz, 1 for 2. Ruiz went yard. The solo homer in the 5th. Phillies have 4 runs on 4 solo homers. Ruiz, Luzinski, and Rollins. Daniel, Legends Any project to do is stellar. I have to watch your boxing series. Oh, I appreciate that. The boxing is so much fun. But my next card up was an Undisputed card, and I kind of waited on that because Undisputed was coming out with a patch. And then I was in Denmark visiting my son. So I've kind of gotten a little bit behind on the boxing, but I'm going to get that picked back up this week. I'll have at least 1 card for that this week. I love the boxing project. I've always been a boxing fan. So slider there, misses down low. Camp from the set. Delivers. 2-1 pitch. That one's yanked back. Two and 2 the count. Camp checks the runner again and delivers. Ruiz puts this one out to left. Hardy drifting back. He'll have room. Puts it away, and the side is retired. But the Phillies get back-to-back jacks from Luzinski and Rollins. 4 solo homers have the Phils on top. 4-2 as we head to the 7th. Here's Dansby Swanson, 0 for 2. Struck out, also reached on an error by Chase Utley. Cliff Lee at 88 pitches as we open up the 7th. Ghost Bike says, I agree, everything you do is legendary, especially when I can't find channels that do CPU versus CPU sports. Yeah, there's not too many, especially in the in visual games like this. Like you'll see people do action PC and out of the park and stuff like that. And again, I've had this conversation with multiple people recently. Beatles and I have talked about it and stuff like that, where just people don't. It's kind of a combination. I guess it's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. It's Hector Neris and Dutch Ulrich throwing now in the Phillies bullpen. These companies, these games are particularly the show and NBA 2K. Like they're good enough. They do a good enough job to be legitimate sims. But they don't really market themselves as that. And then you've got an audience who would most be more into something like that. Well, the games don't tout themselves as that, so they just view them, these are probably just button mashers and whatnot, and they don't really look into it and really know anything about it. So they kind of have that supposition because that's how, these games were, 10, 15 years ago. So you just kind of end up with this kind of cycle of nobody taking advantage of the fact that these games have improved so much and can really do a good, fun, sim. So it's kind of, again, like, whose fault is that? Is it people not giving the games a chance, or is the game not marketing its own strengths? And there's probably, a little from column A, a little from column B there. But I mean, I love the work aspect of this. I still play these games occasionally, myself, just in my free time or whatever like that. But I've really just kind of developed, like, the fun of it is creating this world and kind of trying to bring this world of sports legends to life here on the channel. Like, that's the fun for me of these games now. So I get deep into that, so I know what these games are capable of doing. And they kind of missed the boat from a marketing perspective, I think. But it kind of is what it is. Sinker there, Acuna swings and misses. Counts 3-1 here with 2 outs in the 7th. Console QB, he does a Madden relocation series. I think I've seen him. I haven't really watched his channel much, but I think I've seen what you're talking about. As Acuna draws the 2-out walk there. Ooh, Powell steps in. This will be pitch number 100 for Cliff Lee. Yeah, and that relocation stuff, that's tough. It's tough to get people in on that for the same reason I was talking about with NHL. It's like, wait a minute, who are the guys on this team? Because players get moved around and the teams aren't the real teams, and it kind of gets hard to identify with. So I certainly respect somebody doing that. Again, I've done that. I've done that before, and I like that. But when so much of the joy that I get from the game is creating this world, like I said, and bringing it to life and streaming and stuff like that, you want. I don't get obsessed with views. I don't stress about views or anything like that. None of us who do this kind of thing get a ton of views. It's just not the nature of the beast. But you do want people watching it and talking about the league and the players and how the league is progressing, and getting people to get really that invested in a league of fictional teams can be a chore. So I certainly I applaud anybody who kind of goes after that and tries to commit to doing things that way. 7th inning stretch time here at Shibe Park. 4-2 Phillies as we head to the bottom half. Hurst, Victorino, and Hamilton due up.
Your attention, please.
So after Camp finished off the 6th, Pat Jarvis will come in. Jarvis has had a rough go this year. 0-2, a 5.96 ERA in 27 appearances. Jarvis was sent down for a bit. They've recently called him back up after he did well down in AAA. We'll see if he can kind of right the ship. He'll start off facing Don Hurst. Hurst is 0 for 2. He has flown out and grounded out. Too many. Nathaniel says, too many Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty YouTube channels, not enough franchise channels. Yeah, and again, I mean, franchise channels are like, if you do Diamond Dynasty and that kind of stuff, somebody can just kind of pop into that and say, oh, that's cool or whatever. Following franchise kind of stuff, it takes a little bit more of an investment in, of your time and stuff like that. So, I mean, again, I get it. And again, most of the crowd watching is younger and they're into the Diamond Dynasty thing and all that kind of stuff. Like, nobody's doing anything wrong. I hate people act like, like they disparage that stuff and things like that. It's like, look, the company's job is to make money. And if Diamond Dynasty is what's making the money and what people are into more than franchise mode, then that's where they're going to focus their resources. Like, I get it. They're not doing anything wrong. It's just not where I choose to focus. Fastball there misses down low. If the count goes full to Hurst. Breaking ball from Jarvis. Hurst fouls another one. swung on and missed. It's down in the dirt. Crandall blocks it nicely. He'll throw down the first, and there's one away. Good job there by Crandall. Jarvis fooled him, and that pitch bounced in the dirt. Could have gotten away. Here's Victorino. He's 0 for 3. He flew out his last time up. Fastball there on the outside corner. Another fastball that's fouled off. Count is 0-2. Funny, they'll talk about all that relocation stuff like that. I'm not doing relocation, but I do need to contemplate how I'm going to progress the Franchise Stars Football League. If I want to move it to 25, or if I'm going to play everything out because of the situation where you can't use the custom playbooks for both teams in a CPU versus CPU game. If I want to basically play out the whole season in exhibition mode, which would mean I would have to track all the stats myself and stuff like that. Like, does it mean that much to me to do it that way? Which would be the ideal. But, you know, and also how much do people care about stats with football? I mean, I'm a stat head guy, so I always care about stats. I can get a little too far. I can go a little further into the weeds than I think a lot of other people might care to, particularly like with boxing. Like, I care about boxing stats and punches per round and that kind of stuff. Most boxing fans couldn't really care less about that stuff. You know, so I can kind of be my own worst enemy in that regard a little bit. Bat shatters there, number off the mound. Jarvis pounces, throw to first. He's not going to get Hamilton. Hamilton just gets down the line too well there. So Hamilton gets left holding, kindling, but busts it down the line for the infield base hit. The 2-out base runner for the Phillies. This game is going fast, yeah. Yeah, this game is moving along pretty well. It's got a nice little pace to it. So here's Sherry McGee. McGee 1 for 2 with a homer. Again, the Phillies leading at 4-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 4 solo home runs for the Titans. Trying to take the rubber match of this 3-game set. Again, the Phillies have been without reigning National League Most Valuable Player Chuck Klein for about a month, and they're still going to be without him for another month, and they have not missed a beat. Largely thanks to this man, Sherry McGee has performed terrifically in Klein's stead. Runner goes, throw down to second from Crandall is not in time at the stolen base for sliding Billy Hamilton. His 33rd of the year as he continues to lead the National League. Nothing Crandall could do there. Just behind McGee, 2-0. Delivers, fouled off. Ball down low. McGee goes chasing. And the count's 2-2. Ooh, good sinker there from Jarvis. Misses just low. Scott Rowland waits on deck. Jarvis delivers. Fastball misses up high for ball 4. So McGee draws the walk. First and second now with 2 outs. And here's Rowland. Todd, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Todd says, just joined the chat. Totally agree with what you're saying. For all the folks who aren't button smashers, they could capture the SIM part. They could expand, but we're not part of the demographic. Well, that's the thing. And base hit here in the left. We'll get back to that point in a minute. Carty comes up throwing, but Hamilton is going to score easily. It's an RBI single for Rowland. And the Phillies extend the lead. It's now 5-2 Philadelphia. So Rowland hammers that one past a diving effort by Bob Horner down at third. Here's the bull, Greg Lazinski. Lazinski struck out his first 2 times up, but third time was the charm as he took that pitch from Spahn deep into the seats and left. To break what was at the time a 2-2 tie. Fastball at the knees for strike one. But like what you say there, Todd, like, if they could capture the sim part, but that's the thing, like this, especially like with the show and even with 2K, as far as basketball goes, like the sim part is there. They just don't tout it. That ball's hit well. Cardi tracks it down a step shy of the track. And the side is retired, but an RBI single from Roland extends the lead for the Phillies. We head to the 8th. It's 5-2 Philadelphia. Like the game does a really good job of simming. It's not going to be diamond mine as Hector Neris checks in. Neris' ERA up over 5.5. He's only made 12 appearances, though. So the Phillies will see if they can get Neris on track as he starts to face Dale Murphy. Murphy 3 for 3, a double, a pair of singles, a pair of RBIs. Coming on that 2-run double back in the first, but the Braves haven't done much since. So it's like they don't even have to change a ton. They just have to say, hey, look what we can do. Like Beatles always gives me a ton of credit for what I do here with the game as far as like making it do something it's not really meant to do, and from like the transactional point and adding the rookies and all that kind of stuff, like yes. But as far as like the sim part of the game actually is built to do that. That's why I'm able to do what I do, because the game does it well enough. But they don't tout that kind of stuff. And then you just kind of end up with people saying, oh, well, gee, it's just bang X and hit the ball. And they don't think of it as being able to do the things that it does. It's very heavy in the management aspect as far as, like, the financial stuff, which not everybody cares to do. But, like, it's got the Rule 5 draft, and it's got arbitration, and it's got all that kind of stuff, like, out of the park has. But they just don't really talk about that kind of stuff, and I just think they really, really missed the boat there. But again, I bang that drum, and nobody who can change anything listens. So here's Bob Warner. Warner is 0 for 3. That one is fouled off to the right-hand side. Ghostbike says, I find myself in conversations with others about sports games. When I say I watch the CPU, there's an awkward silence. And they're like, why? Well, that's the thing, like, I know this is a niche kind of thing. But that's fine. But I see that, and then I know, like, but, like, why would people watch other people play, like, Fortnite? And you see those guys, like, on Twitch, and they've got, like, a few hundred people, and, your top guys have, like, thousands of people watching them. I'm like, why the hell would I watch somebody else play Fortnite? Like, this, at least, if you're a sports fan, it's like, this does a pretty good job. And this isn't touting, toot my own horn. I don't mean it like that. But I mean, just as a general kind of thing, like, if this is done right, like, this is like watching or listening to a real game, and that's cool. Like, Fortnite, it's just like, I just can't imagine sitting there watching other people playing a shoot 'em up or whatever. But that's, again, just me. Oh my goodness, tries to he got in. That's a good throw from McGee. I don't know how he got around that tag. One down. We're going to check out that replay, though, before Cuccinello gets his at bat here. I thought he was going to be dead to rights, tagging from first. And Dale Murphy, Murphy's not slow, but Murphy's not super fast. But McGee goes into the wall. Murphy tries to stretch it here. Throw into second. Oh, barely. Yep, he made it, though. Heads up base running there by Dale Murphy. We say heads up because he made it. If he hadn't made it, we would call it stupid. So Neris here working to Cuccinello. Cuccinello is 0 for 3. Fastball is fouled up. There's esports for that game. I hate just as much. Well, the thing is, I like Fortnite. Like I'll play it periodically. I kind of go through spurts. Like I'll play it for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then I won't touch it for like 3 or 4 months, and then I'll go back and I'll play it for like 3 or 4 weeks. Like it's fine. I have nothing wrong with the game. I just can't imagine sitting watching somebody else play it. Again, like sports, it's like, oh, this is like watching a game. Like I don't view like watching somebody play Fortnite as like watching a movie. Like I don't view it that way. But I also don't get overly hung up on like what other people are watching. I don't care that other people watch it. I find that when what you said about people like, oh, why would you care what somebody else's franchise or sports game or whatever like that is doing? I find that funny, given that there are people who watch those kind of things. Base hit out in the left. Murphy comes home and scores. I apologize. I'm kind of deviating from the play-by-play here. I get a little bit too caught up rambling. But Tony Cuccinello, who just continues to have a terrific season here for the Braves, brings home Murphy. So Murphy's aggressive base running pays off. Gets him into scoring position. Cuccinello brings him home. Here's Del Crandall. Let's see who else is working for the Phillies, because I don't think Neris. All right, Madsen and Ulrich are out there throwing. Okay. Crandall 1 for 3. Single back in the fourth. You know, I go on stuff like that when there's like a subject, and I can kind of catch myself on a ramble. It's one of the reasons why I don't like jump on like when Beatles like does his chin wags and stuff like that. Why I don't jump on to those things. I don't like group calls anyway. It just ends up with people talking over each other and all that kind of stuff. I've never been somebody who did a lot of that stuff, but like I know I can ramble, and I don't want to, like, it's different if somebody's on my channel. I don't want to go onto somebody else's channel and then think that anybody, gives a crap what I feel like rambling about, basically. I'm not arrogant enough to think that. So, I don't, like, I hate when, people go on there and blowhards and whatnot like that. I can't listen to that. Not Beatles, but he occasionally has other people who jump on there with him who are kind of unbearable listens for me personally, but I'll leave that at that. Shot there is fouled off by Crandall. Full count, 1 away, man on first. Braves trying to mount a comeback here, trailing 5-3. Slider down low, and down he goes. So Neris gets a big strikeout there, but Neris has already thrown 24 pitches. Crandall goes fishing. 2 outs, and that's a big second out. So Neris is going to check out, and now here's Ryan Madsen. Phillies turn into their closer here. Madsen has been sensational. He's converted 31 of 33, a 1.13 ERA in 33 appearances. He's walked only 4 batters in 32 innings. And now he will face, let's see, Carty's got a hit. And the Braves bench isn't super deep, but we're gonna check it out. We may pretend that pitch was thrown to somebody else. Let's see. Give it a check. They do have Tommy Holmes there. You know what? That's the play. We're gonna let Tommy Holmes hit.
Your attention, please.
So again, we'll kind of do a little willing suspension of disbelief there and pretend that first pitch was thrown to Holmes here. It makes more sense for Holmes to bat in this situation. Holmes batting .259. Tying run at the plate. Madsen being called on for a 4-out save here for the Phils, trying to send them into the break on the winning note. Ground ball up the middle, and Holmes has a base hit. Hamilton comes up throwing. Runner will hold at second. So now the tying runs are on base here. Tommy Holmes comes through with a big pinch hit single. And that's due to bring up Dansby Swanson, but Swanson is not going to hit for himself. Andrelton Simmons will come on to bat for Swanson and then stay in at shortstop. Simmons has done a nice job this year, batting .290. Home run, 8 RBI. So Simmons comes on to face Madsen here. First and second, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Fastball from Madsen is in for a called strike. I would like to see, and no, it'll never happen, they can meld these graphics in some kind of engine like Stratomatic, where we have an action on our part in this game. Yeah, I mean, and Beatles and I have spoken about this, like, it'd be the idea of like out of the park with these graphics, or even, against even Stratomatic kind of things, having them play it out like this, would certainly be very, very cool. But I think you're a ways. The closest you might get is depending on how far out of the park decides to push the graphics envelope. And obviously they're still a ways away from MLB The Show level graphics. But Jeff Hunter checks in. How are you, Jeff? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping by. 2-2 here as Madsen works to Simmons. Lashes it to right and down. Yeah, Todd, absolutely, that makes sense. I totally get what you're saying. 2-2. Ground ball to second. Utley is there. Flips to Rollins. They get the force, and the side is retired. So good job to get out of the inning there by Madsen. Cuccinello drives in Murphy with the run. Atlanta cuts the deficit to 2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-3 Phillies. Tommy Holmes will stay in at left. Andrelton Simmons will stay in at short.
Number 2, Tommy Holmes.
We'll see if they go into another pitcher here, and they are. Rick Mailer will come in. Mailer 5-1, a 3.1 ERA in 15 appearances out of the Braves bullpen. He'll try to keep this a 2-run game. Nathaniel Beatles wants me to go on live for Ramble. I'll pass. Not my tune. I learned a lot about OTP. Yeah. I get it. And I'd have no problem going on to chat with the Beatles. Beatles is a friend. I like Beatles. If it was just the two of us chatting, that I'd be totally fine with that. But like that open forum, hey, whoever wants to pop on thing, I just find those to be, not there's anything wrong with them from his perspective, just not something that I would want to be like fighting for talking time and that kind of stuff. I got no interest in any of that. Rollins just misses his second home run of the game here. Put this one right off the wall in right center. Murphy plays it well, but it's a lead-off double for Rollins. Here's Chase Utley. Utley is 2 for 2. Curveball misses down and away. Ball's on the outside corner. One and one, the count. Breaking ball is in there. Nice curve ball from Mailer, and the count goes to 1-2. Curve ball misses down and away. Ground ball up the middle. Ranging to his left is Simmons. That wasn't hit hard. Throws the first. He gets Utley, and there's one away. Oh, speaking of the gentleman, Beatles Eternally checks in. How are you, buddy? Ears were ringing. Good to see you. I hope all is well. What are college football 26? You know what? I haven't gotten into the college football games. Again, nothing wrong with them. It's just, again, I already kind of run the risk of spreading myself too thin. It's funny. I saw something about a new, I'm not sure how new it is at this point, but kind of an under-the-radar tennis game called Tennis Elbow 4. That supposedly, if the graphics aren't flashy, but it sims a really good game of tennis. I'm like, oh man, I could get behind some tennis. Not that I would want to announce the matches, but like to put like the best tennis players in history together, because I could kind of get behind a little something like that. And then I'm like, dude, that's freaking stupid. I don't have time to do the stuff I'm doing. Curveball from Mailer misses down low. It's 2-2. Curveball misses inside. Count goes full. Don Hurst. No. No bad there at all. No, I have no problem with you talking about the college football. I was just kind of observing that, it's not something that I've gotten into. Slash base hit there into right field. Run comes home, so the Phillies get the run back as Carlos Ruiz continues to have a strong day. This time he does it against a right-handed pitcher. Ruiz singles into right. Run comes home to score, and the Phillies put their lead back up to 3. So here's Don Hurst. Hurst is 0 for 3. He struck out his last time up. Mailer pulls that one in the hole. Base hit in the right field. And the Phillies just continue to piece things together. This team is really freaking good. They really are. And again, they're just continuing to chug along. Again, Chuck Klein, is out for another month. He's already missed a month. The reigning MVP. To give you an idea of how good a season Klein was having, he's missed a month of the season. He's still in the top 5 in the RBI leaderboard. Slash base hit in the left field. That's going to bring in another run, and it's now 7-3 Phillies. So Victorino singles to left, and the Phillies just keep the line moving.
Your attention, please.
So another bullpen move. Now it'll be Kerry Lightenberg. Lightenberg 4-4, a 4.60 earned run average. He's made 40 appearances already. This will be appearance number 41. In the final game before the All-Star break. Here's sliding Billy Hamilton. Hamilton is 2 for 4. That Beatles might be going on after this. So if he does, be sure to head over to Beatles Place once this game is done. And if he doesn't go on, he can just go there and wait impatiently for whenever he does stand outside his house and stuff. Splitter misses down low for Lightenberg. 1-1 to count. Splitter swung on and missed. Slider misses inside. It's 2-2. Remember, the Phillies last year, we kind of thought the Phillies and Giants were going to be the big matchup in the National League. That was the presumed NLCS, and then the Dodgers upset that apple cart. This one tapped toward third. Horner goes the short way. They'll get one at second. No way you're doubling up Billy Hamilton on that ball. Another run comes home, and it's 8-3 Phillies. So even when they get an out, it's a productive out. That ball just not hit hard enough for a double play. Warner goes to second. Cuccinello did everything he could there, but Billy Hamilton gets down that line way too quickly to turn 2 there. So this game was 2-2 in the 6th. Now the Phillies have just kind of run away here. Here's Sherry McGee. Takes a slider away. And at one point, this game was 4-2. The Phillies had 4 solo homers. McGee had one of them. Now they're just piecing stuff together to open up the lead. Steve Bedrosian, next man up in the Braves bullpen. May as well go through the whole bullpen here with the All-Star game coming up. And the All-Star game here for year 4 will be my next broadcast. Slider at the knees. It's 2-1. That's all right. I missed it. SGJ Jamie popped in. How are you, pal? Good to see you. For those who celebrate, I hope you, now that it's past midnight, I hope you enjoy your Easter. Whatever you may be doing. Shot there. Fouled off down the right-hand side. Two and 2 the count. Lightenberg misses down and away. Throw down to second. No chance. Billy Hamilton has his second stolen base of the game and his 34th of the season as he continues to lead the National League. High throw there, but a good throw wouldn't have had him anyway. Ah, the red and blue albums. I had those on vinyl. Shot to right. That ball's hit well by McGee. Acuna goes back and it's out of here. Sherry McGee, a slicing rocket to right, his second of the game, his 18th of the season, and the Phillies have poured it on. We talked about how the Phillies have survived well with the absence of Chuck Klein, and Sherry McGee has been the guy who has picked up the most of that slack. That is a slicing bullet over the wall in right. It is 10-3 Phillies.
Now batting, third baseman, Scott Rowland.
Here's Rowland. Slider is in for a called strike. Rowland is 2 for 4, pair of singles and an RBI. Go Spiker. At Texas Roadhouse for dinner. I'm tired, but it's Saturday night. I don't want to be tired. I got you. Lightenberg delivers. Down in the dirt. 1-2. Splitter swung on and missed. Down goes Rowland. And the inning mercifully comes to an end for the Braves. But the Phillies blow it wide open with a 5-run 8th. We head to the top of the 9th here at Shibe. 10-3 Philadelphia. Yeah, Beatles, it's a great Shibe model. I like the Shibe model a lot. I like the Forbes model a lot, too. They do a good job with those. The Crosley model is done well. Again, they pay attention to those kind of details to do a real good job with the stadiums. So here's Lonnie, sinker at the knees for strike 1. Smith pops it up. Foul ground. Hurst gets over, puts it away for out number 1.
Up next for Atlanta, the right fielder.
Insomnia is a real thing. Amen, Todd. This is a blowout. Yeah, it kind of has turned that way. The Phillies just, again, a 5-run 8th. Blew this one wide open. Madsen, who came on, remember, Madsen came on in the 8th to get a 4-out save when this was a 2-run ball game. It was 5-3 entering the bottom of the 8th. And the Phillies did Philly things. Cutter there, swung on and missed. 1-2 as Madsen works to Acuna. Ground ball into the shift, backhand Utley practically at shortstop, and he guns down Acuna. Heck of a play by Chase Utley.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Ranging to his right on the shortstop side and on the outfield grass with the speedy Acuna running. Nicely done by Utley, and the Braves are down in their final out. Here's Boog Powell. Powell is 0 for 3. There's in there for a called strike. Powell rounded out his last time up. Look at the Roger Connor and Willie Mays numbers. Good Lord. Gary Sheffield is third in the league in RBIs with 66. Mays and Connor both have more than 80. They are a ridiculous 3-4, and that's to say nothing of Mel Ott, who having a down year by his standards is still very productive. Like that 3-4-5, that's going to be very, very tough to contend with. Roger Connor, who was hurt midway through last season, missed half the year. He has been healthy here in year 4, and he has just been devastating in that Giants lineup. Braves down to their final strike. Madsen delivers. Sinker misses down low. Pitch for Madsen, swung on and missed. Cutter ties Powell out, and that's the ball game. So the Phillies take 2 of 3 from the Braves. They extend their division lead to an 11.5 game margin as we head into the All-Star break here in year 4. Braves, of course, still hold that top wild card spot. So the Braves are in good position, but the Phillies just show no sign of anybody being able to slow down this train. Again, the Braves struck first. The Braves got 2 runs in the first on the Dale Murphy 2-run double. From there, it was pretty much all Phillies. A pair of homers from Sherry McGee. They hit 5 homers total. Cliff Lee wins his 12th. Good for second in the National League. Warren Spahn takes the loss. Spahn, 5 2/3, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 runs allowed. Lee with the win goes 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, walked only 1, allowed 2 runs. If he gets player of the game honors, a pair of homers and 3 ribbies. Carlos Ruiz, 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 ribbies. Jimmy Rollins, 2 for 4. Good Lord, it's like everybody. It feels like everybody had multiple hits. 10 runs. Final line score, 10 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. For the Phillies, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Bravos. Go check a little box score action here. I'm still not sure what happened to Wally Berger. Yeah, Berger came out of the game and Powell went in for him. Dale Murphy with the 3 hits at 252. 9 strikeouts for the Braves bats. Again, bullpen struggle. Pat Jarvis just continues to have a rough go. Rick Mailer, who had been pretty solid this year, got touched up here in this one, as did Kerry Lightenberg. For the Phillies, and the Phillies are getting a down year from Rowland, a down year from Rollins, and they're still playing, 650 baseball. But the Phillies pitching is ridiculous. Their team ERA is under 3. I mean, they've just been sensational. And rookie Pete Alexander has been good. He hasn't been great, but he's been good enough that rotation is just, Lee and Hamels have been exceptional. Bunning has been very good. They've got the total package going in Philly, and that'll be even more the case once Chuck Klein comes off the injured list. So that'll wrap it up from here. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. We had a host of luminaries in here this evening. Nathaniel was here. Beatles Eternally checking in late. Ghost Biker, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you around here in a while, so appreciate you checking in. SGJ Jamie was here. Todd D was here. Let me see if I missed. Jeff Hunter popped in as well. Yeah, so we had a very, very nice crowd in here tonight. I appreciate that immensely. I love doing this anyway, but having you guys around for the chats when I am able to do these lives makes it infinitely more fun. So, Beatles, are you going on? Are you still undecided? If you are going on, let people know in the chat. People can just kind of go get whatever their beverage of choice is and head over to Beatles' place to hang out for a bit. We'll give Beatles a moment there to. Sure, there you go. We're going to twist Beatles' arm and and get him to go on. I'll pop in there for a minute, but I do have to get up early. I have to take my son back up. He came home for Easter weekend. I have to drive him back up state tomorrow morning. So we'll get up a little bit on the early side. Anyway, we'll stop rambling here. Thank you guys for checking in. Again, bang the like if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. Head over to Beatles channel after watching the Phillies take down the Braves. Next broadcast here on the channel will be the Year 4 FSBL All-Star Game. See you then, everybody.